What is NUG doing right now? After the coup, the military junta formed a State Administration Council (SAC) and announced on national TV that there had been fraud in the 2020 November election. And then they promised to hold another so-called fair and independent election within a year. A few days after the coup, CRPH was formed by the Pidang-Sunderdok representatives who won seats in the 2020 November election. CRPH declared the abolishment of 2008 Constitution and established Federal Democracy Charter. On 16 April, CRPH announced the structure of Myanmar's parallel or shadow government, which is called the National Unity Government (NUG). NUG cabinets includes lawmakers elected in the 2020 election, members of Myanmar ethnic groups, and key figures in the anti-coup protest. The executives and the ministries of NUG are here. As we are speaking of a parallel government, we've told you in episode 1 that this is not the first military coup in Myanmar. Now, we'll tell you that there was also a previous attempt to start a parallel government called NCGUB in 1988, but unfortunately they could not get very far and later disappeared. In 2021, NUG is already showing completely different results. Between these two players, NUG and SAC, who has the authority as the official government of Myanmar, both de facto and de jure. In terms of de jure legitimacy, it can be said that NUG is much more ahead of SAC. SAC has no hope to save face as the whole international community condemns its violation of human rights. SAC is merely viewed as a terrorist organization rather than a government. Robbery, theft, lawless killing, and abducting humans are definitely not politics. They are crimes, which is worse, crimes against humanity. The international community considers Myanmar's crimes as an international crisis and actively push forward with UN meetings, but still no action yet. With more and more recognition from countries, NUG might not be a shadow anymore and become Myanmar's official government. On air, on media, NUG gets absolute support, but in terms of de facto on the ground situation, NUG has very limited capacity in its government. On the ground, people are at risk, fighting for the de facto legitimacy of NUG. CDM is the lifesaver of NUG. Government staffs show their support for NUG by disobeying all the orders coming from SAC. Because of CDM staffs, SAC cannot run municipal departments like an official government of a country. People refuse to give in their obedience under SAC by not paying any tax. Disobedience against the military genders means loyalty towards the national unity government. However, people have to bear all consequences of disobedience, and NUG is no better as it still struggles to give adequate financial support and safe shelter for all the CDM staffs. These staffs became jobless and have to rely on people's donation and support. Besides financial problems, people are under constant threat.
More than 800 civilians are dead now, and more than 5,000 civilians are detained lawlessly.
Moreover, SAC used many other wicked methods to oppress people, such as robbery, theft, and the worst is that rape and sexual assault. Besides investigation and confirming the cases, NUG cannot bring justice for all these crimes yet. There is no doubt that NUG has people's support, but people feel helpless and hopeless. So people have many complaints and questions for NUG. But these complaints reflect people's expectation and reliance on their government that they want to approve. But we all criticize our governments freely in the democratic countries, right? SAC does not have people's obedience, but it succeeds in getting people's fear and hatred. Everything they accomplish is done by guns and weapons against unarmed civilians. NUG cannot guarantee people's safety because it does not have any army or police force. But almost all the ethnic organizations stands with NUG. On May 5, 2021, NUG announced the formation of People's Defense Force (PDF) that promised the formation of a federal army in near future and a complete switch to armed revolution. EAOs and PDFs provide training and knowledge of warfare. When SAC military forces are taking over the city centers and knocking on people's doors very closely, PDF is mostly found in rural areas near EAOs. PDF cannot link with all the enthusiastic youths to increase its armed power yet. In real battlefield, SAC is also showing a crest gradually, but it still maintains its culture. Some police and soldiers have joined CDM and seek refuge with EAOs, and a few have also died in the battles. We have little choice but to learn the art of war so that future generations can talk about peace. Now, in this video, we talk about the battle of legitimacy between NUG and SAC. Which do you think have better chances? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. In the next video, we will talk about the Myanmar's judiciary sector, which is notorious for having the least number of CDM stops. Until now, NUG hasn't had the judiciary sector behind them. Does this mean SAC runs the judiciary? What are the roles of lawyers and judges when the rule of law and the law and order are in complete failure? Of course, people are the victims. We will tell you more about this in our next video.